Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. I'm spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White, and today is March 24th. March 21st, 2024. And welcome to Ask Me Anything. You can see it's been a week. Like, what day is it again? Let me think. Hi, everybody. Let me say hi to everybody. We've got a very exciting show, and I have a lot of information to cover as usual. We're going to be talking about Kundalini Energy, and we're going to be talking about the upcoming lunar eclipse. So let me say hi to everybody. Hi, Bernadette Dessert. You think your energy is blocked? Well, I'll tell you one thing about this eclipse. It will probably help you unblock a lot of energy because you can feel the energy right now kind of unleashing itself here. Hi, Laurel Davies. Sorry you had a business upset. Wow. Wanda. Hi, Wanda. Hi there. Hi, Christine. Hi, Samurai. I love that. Samurai starfish. I love starfish. Lots of hugs from California. I appreciate that. I love California. Hi, Carolyn East. When your energy gets blocked, you have to dance it out. I put on some good oldies and let it fly. Okay, that makes me laugh. I love that, Carolyn. Thank you for that. Hi, Jeannie Rankin. Kellee, I love your show. Oh, thank you. Okay, well, I'll come back and read your question. And thank you for watching, Jeannie. I appreciate it. Hi, Sarah Stone. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Lori Clark. Hi, Marge. Hi, Angela. Yay, I'm here. It was close, Angela. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Sheila. Hi, Ann and Gail and Shell. I like that. Shelley. I like that. Kellee and Shelley. Hi, Linda. Hi, Carly and Gail and Andrea and Lynn. Hi, everybody. I have so much to talk about, but I want to tell you something really interesting. If you ever think that you doubt spirit, or you have you need a sign, or I don't know, that you think you're just alone out this world, you're actually not. It's actually not possible. But I want to tell you guys something that happened to me today, because I thought this was an extraordinary experience. And if you ever think of, again, is spirit really with me, and do they really have, an eye out? They do. And so I'll tell you a quick story of what happened. And I found this as just a phenomenal story that happened today. So I have a very dear friend who gave me this beautiful scarf, and I love this scarf. I just love it. And it's like a light pink. And I so wanted to wear something to honor this scarf because I love the scarf, but I didn't have anything in light pink. And I love light pink. I just didn't have anything in light pink. And that's really what I was looking for, light pink. So I said to Dawn on Tuesday, I said, I'm going to drive down to Madison. I'm going to go to the store, and I am going to buy something that's light pink. I actually told him that. That's exactly what I was going for. So the way I shop, I have something in my mind, and that's what I'm looking for. And of course, as it would happen, I get to the store, and there is no light pink. I mean, nothing. There's no light pink. I was like so bummed. How could I not have light pink? It's almost Easter. You've got to have light pink here, because I really wanted something to go with this scarf that I love so much. And so anyway, I found this top, and it's fuchsia. And it's like what I would call this Barbie pink. I mean, it's pink. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to get this, and it'll go with my scarf, which it does. And I was really excited, and I got this, but it's not a color that I would have ever, probably in a million years, have gotten for myself. But it was truly the only pink thing in the store. So I got it. Anyway, so I was doing a reading today for a man who people sometimes gift a session with me, and somebody had gifted this man a session with me. And anyway, I'm wearing this outfit. And so I get online on Zoom, and there is a very large, burly man, like a burly, big guy. And it was on Zoom, and he was in his truck, actually. And we're having the session in his truck. Well, I'd never seen this man. He had never seen me. And he didn't know who I was or what I did, but somebody had gifted him this session. And this is never anything he would have done in a million years. Well, I was floored and he was floored. He was wearing this color pink. He was wearing fuchsia pink. We were both wearing exactly fuchsia pink. Now, what are the odds that this giant burly man is going to be wearing fuchsia pink? It just didn't make any sense to me. I couldn't believe it. But I wanted to say, what, how did you do that? And I'm sure he wanted to say something to me, but we were both so stunned. Anyway, so I start doing the session for him for mediumship, and his loved one immediately comes through. And the loved one's describing herself and what happened. And to make a very long story short, she actually had been murdered. And it turned out in the end, I didn't find this out until the end of the session. And he said to me, I want you to know why I'm wearing this color. He said it was her favorite color. And it was, and I have chills as I tell the story, because it would have had to take spirit for my girlfriend who got me this beautiful scarf to put the idea in my head, my head, that I had to have something to match this and that I would end up with this. And for him, because he had never done anything like mediumship, would never have considered it, except that he was in this situation and that somebody had got me as a gift for this. But that this was huge confirmation for him that his beloved family member had set this all up. And it made such an imprint on him and on me too. I will never look at pink the same again, frankly. But that's how spirit works. And so I just wanted to give everybody a taste. If you have if you ever think, oh, spirit's not there and it's not helping me. Oh, yeah, it is. It is. Spirit's always around. Your loved ones are always around. And your guides, your angels, they're always around. You're never alone. It's actually not possible. But if you ever need to remember a story, remember this one. I mean, if you can imagine this giant burly guy in fuchsia pink, I won't forget it. He's such a sweet man too. Anyway, so I wanted to tell you that story because I couldn't get that out of my mind. Also, so let's do some astrology and then we'll get into the Kundalini aspect and then I'll answer as many questions as I can today. So let's talk about astrology. Have you guys noticed this energy? It's pretty intense. Have you noticed it? If you haven't, I'll be amazed. We started a retrograde phase. So we're not in Mercury retrograde yet. We'll be in Mercury retrograde actually on April 1st. But this pre-retrograde shadow phase is what it's called, slows everything down. So please, if you are sending an email or if your computer's starting to act up, double check everything. Double check the plugs are working. Double check, if your Zoom is working. I had several people in the last couple of days that couldn't get on Zoom with me because they just couldn't get it. It wasn't working. It was so, look for things. And if you're going to send an email to somebody, read it. Make sure you actually, pay attention to this email. Or even phone calls. Phones will go wonky. Televisions will go wonky. This is this slowing down of Mercury, which is the fastest moving planet. And it's in Pisces. And it's debilitated in Pisces. It's weak in Pisces. So this is what is happening. We're feeling this. Plus, we have the first of the 2 eclipses on March. I'm calling it March 25th, but in some areas, it will begin at around, like in Los Angeles, I think Pacific time, it starts at around 10 on the March 24th, Sunday. And it goes until about, depending on where you are in the world, till could be midnight or 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning on March 25th. So the eclipse is the 24th and the 25th, okay, depending on where you live. So you'd have to look at where it is. And this eclipse, this is a big one. They're both life-changing eclipses. And this first one, and I'm going to say it's March 25th, 24th, 25th, it's a full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo, okay? And in Vedic astrology, it's in Virgo. And in addition to this eclipse that I'm going to talk about, Mercury changes signs on that day, on March 25th. It changes signs from Pisces into Aries. And when that happens on that eclipse, it's in what is called Gandanta, because it's going from 29 degrees of Pisces, a water sign, into 0 degrees Aries, a fire sign, and that's called Gandanta. And when a planet is Gandanta, it means the knot, or it means like a karmic knot, or it could mean drowning. It's a very intense time. So I will tell you, the 24th, the 25th is a very intense time, very intense day, I think, Monday. Sometimes we will say to people, well, often actually, for eclipses, stay in if you can, because it brings out a lot of emotion. And this particular eclipse that I'm going to talk about, it's in Virgo, so it's already in a sensitive earth sign, and the issues around this eclipse involve health, diet, food, nature, and work and service. And this eclipse can absolutely increase emotional intensity and deepen feelings. And I also want to bring up, if I've had this from so many of my clients this week, pay attention to your dreams, because people are telling me these dreams, and some of their dreams are like whatever their worst fears are. Okay, it's like their worst fears are coming out. And I always believe that it's coming out for cleansing, for cleaning, to let things go. But this eclipse, it can increase powerful dreams, really powerful dreams. Okay. Now, it's also in the nakshatra called Hasta, and Hasta means, if there's a special connection to the sun with that, but it means creativity, and it means healing and the power to heal. So it's said that when this eclipse is in the nakshatra of Hasta, that it actually awakens, and this is a positive thing, it awakens latent creative talents like art or music or writing or healing, because all of a sudden you might start feeling the energy that you have had, be laying dormant might start to come out of healing, because it's a period that means to discover your inner gifts. Okay, so that's a very positive thing about this. And remember, eclipses, the point of an eclipse is, what's the point, Kelly? The point is, if you are on a road over here and you're really supposed to be on this road, an eclipse can happen instantly, put you on that road, like I was in the year 2000 when I had a traumatic brain injury. It put me right 10 days after an eclipse, boom, I had my head injury. And it can literally put you exactly where you need to be. Sometimes it goes a little slower. Usually they go pretty quickly. So it all depends. But this is going to be a very, very powerful eclipse. And also some of the themes around this, again, are health, healing, loans, debts, disputes. A lot of people you may be hearing talking about going on a spiritual journey or a spiritual pilgrimage. Could be that too. And it's also about letting go of old chapters. Okay, whatever the old story is or the old chapter is, because it's about new beginnings. Ultimately, that's what eclipses do. Again, they take us to the road, kicking or screaming. In my case, screaming most of the time. And I got to that road where I was supposed to be on. So also, this is not it's this eclipse. I said, terrible thing I'm going to say this, but this eclipse is not the end of the planetary drama that we have coming up. So the whole idea, because we have another eclipse on April 8th, and we'll talk about that on Monday, because James and I are going to do a show Monday about the significance of all of these eclipses and what it means. So we're going to be talking about eclipse on Monday. But the whole idea is to remain as calm as you can. And also they always say this, like, don't make major decisions, that when the planetary influences are so great. And just know that this eclipse will be seen in all the Americas, the United States, South America, parts of Europe, parts of Africa, New Zealand, most of Australia. So this really goes Japan and China. This is a big eclipse here. It's a very big deal here. So we'll talk about a lot of this on Monday. And also, I just want to mention on the April 8th eclipse, that is also at the Vedic New Year, and the odds of that are pretty high, because it happens like that every 18 and a half years, that the solar eclipse coincides with the Vedic Lunar New Year. And so that is going to be like these two events that occur on April 8th, the Vedic New Year and the solar eclipse. That suggests a lot of dramatic events in the world for the year, actually. So this is going to be quite a wild ride, and put your seatbelt on and expect a lot of change. As I said before, kicking or screaming, there'll be change here. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about understanding Kundalini energy, because I think it's really important. And yes, I did a show about spiritual awakening, and spiritual awakening has everything to do with your Kundalini energy, actually. So I thought now I'd really talk about Kundalini energy. And Kundalini, so I should tell you this too. So in the year 2000, I did have a traumatic brain injury, as I've talked a lot about this. And as a result of the traumatic brain injury, about a year and a half after the injury, so I had the injury in August of 2000, about a year and a half later, when I was really slowing down and my brain was bleeding, it bled for a year and a half, and I didn't know really what had happened to me, other than everything started to change. But about a year and a half into it, all of a sudden, you have to imagine, I never did yoga in my life up to this point. And all of a sudden, my body, I start feeling this really powerful energy, like from the base of my spine, coming up my body and out. And my body starts moving in these like yoga positions. I didn't know what yoga was, but I was kind of forced and kind of thrust into these different positions. And I could feel my energy just, I like a torpedo, it felt like, coming up and out through me. And I was like thrown in different positions. I keep saying that, and what would happen is all of a sudden then I would have like a movie imprint of a past life. So something that I had been carrying through lifetimes, probably lifetimes. And this Kundalini energy was trying to wake up. It was waking up. It wasn't trying to. It woke up. And I didn't know what Kundalini energy was. I certainly would never have imagined these past lives that started coming up. And this went on for, probably 6 months, where this energy was just flowing, maybe even longer than that, just flowing through my body. And I didn't know what it was, and I certainly didn't know how to control it. And at one point it just went right up to my crown chakra, which is really what it is. I'm going to explain about that. It does go into your crown chakra. And then, because I was not in a place, I was not ever prepared for this, because I had a spontaneous, just happened spontaneously, awakening. Okay. Again, for my head injury. And then this Kundalini energy went up like this. And then as fast as it went up, and I remember trying to hold on to this energy, actually, it's a real thing. And then it went plummeted down, and it threw me into a very state of chaos, frankly. And then later it went back up where I could then I could control it. Well, to the best I could. And I controlled it through yoga, meditation, breath work, all those kind of things. So Kundalini energy is a real important thing to understand. Okay. It's a potent energy. It's fiery energy. And it's located at the bottom of the spine of everybody. Everybody has it at the bottom of their spine, the first chakra. It's like the bottom, the base of your spine. And this energy is both powerful, and I will tell you how powerful this is. And it's intelligent, because it is absolutely knows what you need to get rid of in order to feel the full waking of this energy. And it energizes the body. And what does it do? It heightens your consciousness. And having said that, for me, it was a sudden shift of consciousness. Okay. And again, most people, I don't think, have Kundalini awakening. Well, they certainly can have it that way, but usually it's through And I'll tell you different ways to get your Kundalini energy started. But it's usually a slower practice. So you become aware of it. You want it to become more spiritual. You want to work on it and get the energy up and moving. In my case, it was a kaboom and straight up and out, and then had to figure that part out of it. But it brings shifts in energy, and it brings shifts to your consciousness, and it works through your chakra system, okay? And its name is called Kundalini Energy, but its name derives from Sanskrit, which is kunala, which means coiled. So sometimes you'll see like a snake, like it's coiled at the base of your spine like a snake, actually. And I think doctors use that as their logo, the snake for a medication, I think. Isn't that it? I think I have that right. But when it's dormant, the Kundalini energy remains coiled around the tailbone until it actually climbs up to the head. And again, this can happen in an awakening spontaneously or voluntarily, like most people do. And awakening the Kundalini energy, it results in spiritual enlightenment, and it will give the person many gifts. It increases your strength. It improves your health. That is absolutely true. It brings you this tranquility and this bliss and this wisdom. And it can bring supernatural abilities, which is what happened to me. And they were things that I could not control. In Christianity, they call it the Holy Spirit. And in Judaism, they call it Shekinah. So, and there are other terms for it. For me, I'm calling it Kundalini. And when the Kundalini uncoils and when it awakens, it rises up the spine, okay? And you might feel forms of pulses or waves or sparks even, or flames, because it also then taps into the energy of the universe. And it can really cleanse that body and infuse that person with a lot of power. And so actually, although it can happen spontaneously, which is what I've been talking about, the majority of people really, undergo a certain process to make this possible. And so the essential purpose of Kundalini energy is actually to help us with evolution, because it brings energy and it directs the processes that are necessary to upgrade that individual so you can live at a higher level. And hopefully then others will begin to see this and to live at a higher level too. So it's an extraordinary thing to have and to use. Also, even if it's dormant, I want everybody to know the sparks are still there with growth, and it does help to build consciousness, which is always what we're about here. And the Kundalini only works at its fullest when it reaches its crown chakra, which is the head. And because of this, okay, when it goes through all the chakras and the head chakra, the crown chakra, you can't have any blockages to get there, really. So you have to really prepare for the energy. And so here's some simple things that you can do to help yourself awaken your Kundalini if this is something that you want to do in a natural way and a safe way. Start seeing the good in everything and in everyone. Like, see them as expressions of the divine. Okay, that's another one. Another one is to serve others, help others, serve others. Another one is keep a positive attitude. So be generous, expansive, and avoid negativity of any kind, because that is a big block on Kundalini energy. Live in the consciousness of light, okay, constantly, and live in the greater awareness. So try to avoid the temptation to go back into an unconscious, sleepy energy. So avoid anything that dulls the mind. Meditation, highly, I can't say enough about meditation. To do this, I also know that yoga, certain types of yoga, certain techniques of yoga certain techniques that were taught by Yogananda of yoga really, really helps to awaken in a gentle way your Kundalini energy. Also, breathing exercises are huge. Breath work is huge. Visualizations are huge. Chanting is a huge thing. So once when all of this started to happen, and at one point I did follow a guru who did help with meditation and with the chanting and with breath work. And for that, I am grateful. And so keep keep good posture, thinking of that, keeping that, and just think good, have good positive thoughts, because that's what those are some of the ways that you can begin the process of opening up your Kundalini energy. Now, what blocks this energy? Okay, I just talked about one, negativity absolutely blocks it, but also repressed emotions. So things that you've repressed, things that you haven't wanted to deal with. And that's why I'm talking about this eclipse, because this eclipse will bring out, I've seen it now many times with many clients already, the weirdest, strangest, can be scariest dreams, because they're things that you would be keeping inside that you maybe have been repressed and you didn't want to look at. And so this is a time that a lot of things will come out, actually. So another thing that blocks energy are psychological wounds. Again, trauma is huge. If you haven't taken care of yourself or your trauma wounds, this eclipse in Virgo, which means of healing, to heal, of service, to take care of yourself during this. Look at your trauma. Don't have any fear of it. Really look at everything. Because remember, what the idea of this Kundalini energy, spiritual awakening, is that you let go of anything that has held you back. Anything that has held you back. So if they're rigid belief systems that are not yours, that are your parents, really look at that. Attitudes. Shame is a big one here. Shame is a big one. Holding on to not forgiving, and at least looking at whatever happened to you, looking at it from a spiritual place of forgiveness for yourself, so you can move on. Okay, and also take really good care of your body too, because that is huge. It's mind, body, and soul. And so you want to look at anything that psychologically that has wounded you. Again, anything. And again, when we're on Earth, we're going to get wounded. We're going to get hit. We're going to have all kinds of situations that are going to happen. We're going to be betrayed. We're going to have all of this. Oh my gosh. And then you still keep that spiritual place going in you. That spiritual knowing that you're here for a reason. You're here to let go of and to have the highest form of a life that you can have, of spirituality that you can have. Okay, think like that, and you'll see amazing things start to happen once you start to have compassion for what you've been through. And this whole Kundalini awakening for me, oh my gosh, it threw me like you just can't imagine. And then I had to go through the compassion for myself of everything that I had gone through. And none of this is easy, but it's the best place to be. It's the best thing to do, and it's the best place to be, to have no fear and go through everything you need to get healed and to have healing. These eclipses will bring a lot of change, and I think for the better for most people, for healing. I really do. And again, it's putting you on the path that you were meant to be on. So having said that, let me answer some questions here, because I know that was I'm sure you might have some questions with all of this, but and I want to start with this. Jeannie Rankin, realtor, love your show. My first time writing in, and you would love a mini reading, and you are August 15. Well, first of all, thanks for tuning in, Jeannie. August 15 is a double jack of clubs. I should have known that by heart. Double jack of clubs. Very creative. Jacks of clubs are really, really creative. They're in their mind a lot, and they're extremely intuitive. Regarding energy blockages, is procrastination an energy blockage? Yes, it is. And what's the best way to get motivated? Look what's holding you back, honey. Are you depressed? I know the real estate game has changed. Has that made has that made a change here for you? Are you depressed? What's in your way? Really start asking yourself the real deep questions, okay? And don't be afraid. Just ask yourself the deep questions. And for me, Yoga gets me back in the game. Start doing that. Tai Chi, moving energy. Tai Chi is wonderful for Kundalini energy. And when your energy flows up and starts to, you start to feel good, you don't procrastinate anymore. You just don't. So I hope that helps you a lot there. So let's see. Hi, Lori. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow too, Lori. I really am. So, okay, let me answer some cards for you. Let's see. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, wait. Chrissy, would you pull a card for my son? His birthday is March 23, and he will be 33. Okay, yes. So March 23rd, let me just tell you, Chrissy, March 23rd is a King of Clubs. Oh, boy. Very, 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 very smart. Can be really much in their head. And his birthday I would say he's going to be 33, which is a very significant year. 33 is very significant. And with this eclipse, his life will really take off. Okay. Hi, Maz. Can I have a reading? I hope my life will get better so I don't suffer. Well, and you're from Australia, October 6th. Again, there's another eclipse right next to your birthday on eclipses change lives. So October, I think it's 2nd or 3rd for October of this year, we have another eclipse. And so let me see. And so you are October 6th. So October 6th is a 3 of diamonds. 3 of diamonds has, one of the most challenged life path. And here's the answer to that. It is always about being very, very, very spiritual. Okay. It has to be spiritual. That's what a 3 of diamonds is all about here. Okay, so let me get to some more. Thank you again for writing in all your questions. I so appreciate them. Okay, so Ricky, you asked this question, if there was a difference between feminine and masculine energy. Yes, there is definitely a difference between the energies. But you said is Kundalini about feminine energy, and is there a role for masculine energy with Kundalini? So I guess the question is what gender is Kundalini? It's neither female or male. Or we could say it's the Kundalini energy is like combined with both the Shakti, which is the feminine, and Shiva, which is the masculine, and the energies unite. And so I'm going to say I could say it's neither energy, but it's probably a combination of the two energies. Okay, I hope that helps. And I love this question too. And this is this also is from your wife. She says, does Kundalini energy grow or evolve as we grow and change? Yes, I would say it expands as we go. That's what I want to say. It expands. Okay. So I hope that answers your question. And this is from Gail Lindsay McDade. She says, Kellee, I've started my spiritual journey after my father passed. Now, when we lose a loved one, often that is when our spiritual journey passes. That happens. She said, my mother passed 4 years ago. My father had a very negative effect on my life, and I want to work through that. Can you see a spiritual block from him or any past life situations? So here's the thing, honey. Your birthday is December 4th, and December 4th is an ace of diamonds. Usually, this happens a lot. There's usually some father situation with an ace of diamonds that either they were really hard on them, they were neglected, they were a real big challenge here. I see it a lot with ace of diamonds. And so you definitely want to work through that block, because you want to look through, why did you choose him as a father? Like I could go through with my father, who was a handful and a half and challenging. And I'll tell you, I did get some amazing things from him. He was very creative. And I always want to look at, why did you choose this father? Because we choose our mother and we choose our father. And what are you learning? So Ace of Diamonds he's really here to learn about love. Has a lot to do with learning about love. So, just kind of listen to what I was saying, and I hope that helps you here. Okay, Bonnie Russell, her birthday is February 27th. So that makes you a Jack of Clubs, Bonnie. And she says, I really feel like I have to struggle to get basic things done. Does this have something to do with my birthday? No, Jack of Clubs, well, although it's interesting because the gal earlier who was a Jack of Clubs, the realtor, had some trouble with procrastination. Now, typically, Jack of Clubs has a lot of energy. So again, I want to go to, if it's a struggle to get things done, are you depressed? Are you down? Are you not taking care of yourself? Because the Jack of Clubs puts out a lot of energy and takes on a lot of people's stuff. So you really have to get inward with you. What is important to you and who are you? But not typically, that's not a typical thing with Jack of Clubs. So I would look at that for you. That's what I would do. Okay, Sherry Abdu, a card from my dad, please. He would be 92 today. Wow, you've been celebrating and honor him all day. Isn't that amazing, Sherry? Good for you, honey. Whoops. Well, I've got James's cards here. Hold on a second. These are Talking to Heaven cards, which I love. Talking to Heaven cards. I love these cards that James has. Oh, let me put this over here. Okay, here we go. I always give you a good night kiss. All right, so just know that your dad is always there around you. And our loved ones, if you're thinking of them, they are there. They are there. Mary Snyder, this is where I have pain at the base of my spine, which makes me wonder. She said, it feels like it wants to explode sometimes. Weird. Maybe something is trying to wake up. Absolutely, Mary. Absolutely, it could be. So if you're able to, yoga, simple yoga moves. I'm not talking about going in, I mean simple yoga moves. If it's safe for your back to do, would probably help the energy start to flow. Okay, I think it probably would help. Hi, Kelly. This is from C. What if you have been stuck for a long time? A lot of people are stuck, right? Okay, let me get you a card. Well, okay, and let me just say you're 1111. That's a big one right there. 1111. 1111 is a 9 of clubs. 9 of clubs comes to complete a soul cycle and has everything to do with communication and learning. So let's see here. Let me get you a card from these, the Soul's Journey, which I love here. A lot of people are stuck. I'm going to tell you what. This eclipse is going to unstick a lot of people. You're going to want to be go in bed and cover your head up and stay in bed, but so abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Okay, I want you to think like that, okay? That means really get in touch with what's going on and then start taking action. Now, I say that and I have to laugh when I'm saying it because these energies are very intense for the next couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, very intense, particularly the next 2 weeks. So maybe gentle things, again, gentle yoga, gentle meditation. Meditation would be an excellent thing to do. Okay, before I forget, oh my gosh. Okay, wait a minute. Who was I going to get this card for? Let me see. Hi, Judy Freeman. Okay, wait, let me put this down here. Okay, wait, Bernadette, I've been dreaming about snakes a lot. So have a lot of my clients, Bernadette, and I'm terrified of them. I was giving birth to snakes. So snakes represent rebirth and our energy, our Kundalini energy climbing, also sexuality coming out in a big way, but change, death and transformation. So if you're giving birth to snakes, there's a lot of transformation in your life, honey, a lot of transformation. It could be a very interesting thing. Okay, Gail McDade says, do you think that lower spine and neck surgery with attached cages would be affected negatively regarding Kundalini energy? That's a great question. It could be. It could be affected. I don't know. Yeah, it could be. And here's another way to look at it. Did it actually open it up? Because all of that is possible. Sometimes operations actually open things up for us. So is that possible? And if you've had that, then again, gentle movements, being good, being kind to others, no negativity, taking very good care of yourself, breath work, all of that would help with the energy, honey, all of that. Charmaine, yeah, come on, Kundalini, it sounds so wonderful. As they say, be careful what you wish for. I'm telling you, you want to go very, very slow with this, okay? Maz Stepanik says, I had an awakening after surgery and the metal plate, I was dying. My body was shutting down, and now the metal plate is taken out of my shoulder blade and rib. I have severe pain, hoping I heal now and get my life back. Now, Maz, this is an extraordinary eclipse for healing. Extraordinary. You'll get your life back, honey. You'll get your life back. Definitely. Trey says, I dreamt an oversized bear was chasing me while I was running to get into an escaping truck with my family, yelling for me to run faster. Oh my God, the bear was so close to me. I've had this dream all my life. So you are an HSP, Trey. Oh my gosh. I'm wondering if the bear, I mean, again, there are a lot of ways I can view this dream, but I'm wondering if that's a guide for you, the bear totem, because bear totems, I actually had a dream where something similar, and finally the bear just came up to me and I thought he was going to eat me, and instead it's the damnedest thing, put his arm around me and he starts walking with me and talking, and I was like, oh my God. And he actually said to me that he was one of my guides. And so I'm wondering, Trey, or I could view that as that was an aspect of you, but I think it has to do with probably a guide. And, ask the bear, go into meditation, honey, and ask the bear what he's about. Okay, what's the message? Because bears bring healing. Okay, so it's an extraordinary thing, actually, I think. Here you go. Let's see. Okay. Okay, Wanda. Great question, Wanda. She says, once Kundalini energy awakens, can it go dormant again? I think that it can go so far. It's a great question. I think yes, I think it could probably go dormant. I don't know that for a fact, but my thought on it right now, Wanda, is that it could if you don't do things to nurture it. So let's say your Kundalini energy wakes up. Let's say that when my energy went flying and I had to learn to take care of it and all of this. But let's say I decided I didn't want anything to do with this and I started doing drugs. That would just throw my energy right back down. Okay, so I think you have to be mindful at every step of your life. Yeah, you can quote me on that. You have to be mindful constantly. Okay, Ruth Strathers. Kellee, I've been really feeling tired, napping during the day, long naps. Is this because of the eclipse? Ruth, I've had more people tell me that, and I'm going to say yes, could be. I mean, unless something else is going on. It is draining. This energy is draining energy, frankly. And it's confusing energy. It's the kind of energy with this eclipse that because of that Pisces, that Mercury in Pisces, it's draining and confusion happens and chaos. Yeah, so could be, absolutely. I would say absolutely. It's the strangest thing. I want to make sure I get Vicky. I want to get you a card, honey. There is no time where I am. Time is only on the earth, Vicky. That's from your beloved husband, and I think he's waiting for you, Vicky. Very much. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Trish, hi, and your birthday is 10/13. And she said, my husband used to have the best energy and light, but for the last 2 years, he's so blocked and super negative. It's stressful. How can I help him? Isn't it stressful to live with somebody like that? That would be really, would be tough for me. That would be tough because I feel energy everywhere. And poor Don, he has to wake up and go, hi. And he does. And I appreciate it. Okay, 9 of clubs. So 9 of clubs with the 2 of hearts. 2 of hearts is all about partnership too. Partnership is a big one. So I don't know why his energy is blocked right now. And is he under a tremendous amount of stress? Talk to him. Maybe if you talk to him about what's going on with him, why is he so negative? Did something happen? Sometimes they just need to talk and they feel better, and they just feel better at that. Okay, Maria Carpdiem. Hi, Kellee. I would love your advice on how to get through eclipse season when we are sensitive to energies, and how do we keep our physical body grounded and healthy? Great question. Drink a lot of water, rest. Really, resting has a lot to do with it because these energies are like spinning energies. And so meditation would be so great. Grounding yourself, walk outside if you're able to. It's cold right now in the Midwest. Actually, it's really cold. It's supposed to snow tomorrow. I don't know. We haven't hardly had any snow, but tomorrow it's supposed to snow. But I would say take your shoes off, walk outside in the grass if you can, or in the sand, or just on the pavement, anywhere where you can get in contact with earth. That would really, really help. Okay. So there you go. Okay, Laura Crum. Hi, Laura. She says, Kellee, I was wondering if a person is already highly sensitive, how would it work to unblock their Kundalini or energy? Would they have a harder time in the process or even a harder time trying to deal with the experience? Should they prepare differently? Thank you so much. Okay, so Laura, it's a great question. I'm an empath. I'm uber sensitive, and all of this happened to me. So would you have a more challenging time? I don't think so. I think you'd have a more explorative time because then you would actually understand what was happening. You'd be more sensitive to things, and I think that it would probably be an amazing experience actually for you, for everybody actually. And so would you prepare differently? Yeah, you might go a little slower. You might take your time with things, and again, there's no time on when it opens. Like if I do this for 6 months, is it going to open? I have no idea. You have to be, when I say truly like aware of and why you want to have this experience, and really like from your heart, like heartfelt, and I'll use the term God, but one with the universe, one with spirit, one with the divine. You really want that, not because you could have all these gifts and all that it's things have come out from that, but it's the thing about this is it puts you in a state of bliss. It puts also then what happens is you can still function. Sometimes it happens and you can't function. But in most cases, you're still operating, you're still working, but you're kind, you're observant, you start to feel differently and think differently. You have a shift in consciousness. And so there you go. Shady says, I had a bad experience at 14 years old. I was drug raped. Oh, that's horrible. But I tell myself of the positive that it could have been worse. Luckily, I wasn't killed. Wow, Shady, that is something right there. Yeah, that's true. You could have been. That is very true. Have you had any trauma work on that? I'm going to guess that you have, but I don't know. So that would be something to work on. Yeah, you're right. You were not killed. That's true. Okay, Sonia Mason. Hi, Sonia. Kellee, this was my third eye as a child moving into this country, and I'm not knowing the language. I remember being in New York City and recognizing everything around me. I've also been around people, and I feel I've known them before, and it has increased as I age. It gets very intense. I am wanting to start classes on meditating properly. Well, James Van Praagh has an excellent class on meditation, Sonia, and I would highly recommend that for you. I mean, it sounds like you're a total empath, and I think that would be a great, great thing to do. Okay, Kara Jane, I like that name. Do you have any advice for me? July 10th. Well, let's see. I'm sure I do. July 10th, 5 of diamonds. 5 of diamonds, several things I could say about a 5 of diamonds. I love them. 5 of diamonds has everything to do with angels, has a lot of there's always angels around them. The number 5 is always really important because you can touch many people. They say that the 5 of diamonds can sell anything to anybody, and they really come from the heart. So, and they're here to learn a lot about relationships. Relationships would probably be number one thing that they're learning here. Okay, I think that would be it. Okay, so let's see. Okay, Jen Tran, and your birthday is July 6th. Is my energy blocked? I feel if I've let go of everything blocking my mind, but there's still something stuck. I don't know, Jen. And you're July 6th, and July 6th is a 9 of diamonds with a Jack of clubs, and a Jack of clubs will keep that mind constantly going. So maybe, honey, get into really practicing some deep meditation, and if you can, do some yoga moves or Tai Chi energy. Tai Chi is really good for unblocking yourself. It's very good. Kelly Miller, she says, is my husband still around me? I don't feel him anymore. Of course he is, honey. Let's get you a card. I watch over you every day, Kelly. I watch over you every day. Of course he's still around. And if you're thinking about him, that he is there for sure. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. Judy Nowicki, Kelly, can I have a reading? You are 7/7, July 7. July 7 is an 8 of diamonds. 8 of diamonds. They always have a beautiful smile, and they are here to be of service. 8 of diamonds are here to be of service, to help others, especially with values, or instead of moving from the material to the spiritual value. I hope that helps there. Okay, so Jen Gurney, she said, I love a reading for my daughter. She's 18. She's a senior in high school and hasn't committed to a college and is struggling with friendships at school. Her birthday is 12/5. So she's a king of clubs. And a king of clubs, so she's a female with a male brain. She's probably smarter than everybody, outthinks the room, extremely psychic, and they're wildly creative. You know, I promise you, Jen, she'll find her place in the world. I know that writing would be important to her, creativity, writing. She will do fine. She will do fine, honey, in the world. Okay, I hope that helps. Debbie Jones Griffin, my best friend died today after being on a ventilator. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Debbie. She said, you and I had a reading last Friday, and you asked me if I had your female friend and had crossed over. That's so true. And you said, no, I remember that, Debbie. I felt her energy on that side. I did not know that this was happening. And so now I'm wondering if all this time she had been on a ventilator, she was already on the other side. I have to think, Debbie, because when I had that session with you and I have chills, I felt that she had already passed, actually. And so when she's on a ventilator, yeah, the soul would absolutely could come and go and kind of look at the body like, why am I still here? I'm over here. And I will say this, Debbie, pay a lot of attention, honey. She's going to be active, and I know she wants to give you so much love, and you were so devoted to her. She just loves you so much, Debbie. Thanks for letting me know, Debbie. I appreciate that, honey. Pay attention, especially to your dreams. Okay, Lori Clark, can I pull a card for your son, August 28th? So let's get a card for your son. Here we go. Surrender. I need to release my need to control. I'm not sure if that's for you, Lori, or if it's for your son. Okay. Hi, Julie Harris. Hi there. I'm running on nervous energy. A lot of people are, Julie. I'm experiencing vicarious trauma through work. I hope the eclipse brings healing to me as I'm needing it. And you're August 3rd, and you're also from Australia. Well, thank you for joining us. And I should mention to everybody, especially my Australians that are listening, I'm teaching a class with the wonderful medium Janelle Campbell, and it is on star seeds. And she's going to be teaching it from Australia, and it's May 11th, a Saturday morning in Australia, and I'm going to be teaching it from the United States, and it's going to be on a Friday. I think it's 6 p.m. I can't remember it. 4 p.m. I can't remember the exact time yet. And this will come out in the next few days. So anybody in Australia, everybody I hope takes this class. It's about star seeds, and it's going to be a terrific class. Are you a star seed? Do you know other star seeds? What is a star seed? And we're going to do a meditation on star seeds, connecting you to where you may be from. So anyway, we're going to be doing that. So I just want to remind everybody, particularly in Australia, that we're going to be doing this. Okay, Maggie Landis. Hi, Kelly. I love the pink. The fuchsia. Thank you. I'm wondering how Palm Sunday and Easter intersect with the two eclipses. Oh, they certainly do. Yeah, you can have a card, Maggie. Let me get your card. But they absolutely, again, there's so much going on between these eclipses. Not also to mention that Mercury does go retrograde on April 1st in the middle of these eclipses, and it goes from Pisces to Aries, back to Pisces, back to Aries again, all within this small amount of, just a few days. And then we have Palm Sunday and Easter. Oh yeah, Maggie, it's big. Relationships. I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. I think that's good for everybody, actually. I do. Yeah, let's see. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, Teresa says, great explanation. Thank you. I have to keep reviewing this explanation, especially when I'm going through all difficult times that I am now. Yes, Teresa, absolutely. We're all going to be going through different times in our life that are going to be more challenging. I would say eclipses bring out a lot of emotions. So if all the emotions start to come out, ask yourself, as Dr. Shirley would say, what are you feeling? What's going on? Emotions are trying to tell us something. And before I forget to also that I'm teaching a class with Dr. Shirley Pellizzeri and Carrie Gonia, who does family constellation. And it's going to be the 3 phases of trauma and family trauma specifically. And we're going to be talking about, from a spiritual standpoint, I'll be covering that. Shirley will be talking about a psychological standpoint of trauma. And Carrie Gonia, who does family constellation, and there's nobody like her, is going to be talking about generational trauma. And then she's going to do a family constellation for everybody. And that's going to be June 22nd. And so we will be having that. Hi, Nadine. She says, Dear Kellee, I'm sorry, but do you live close to James? I would love sending flowers to him for you. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. You're so sweet. No, and I know you're in Europe. Thank you very much. I so appreciate that, Nadine. No, I wish I lived close to James, but I don't. He lives in San Diego, and I'm on a farm in Wisconsin. So that's very far. But I know the flowers that you send to him because he'll send me pictures of them, and they're really beautiful, Nadine. It's really sweet of you to do that. Okay, Sherry Craft, my birthday is between the 2 eclipses on April 1st. Will this affect you more? Yes, it will, Sherry, because also your birthday is the day that Mercury does go retrograde. So between 2 eclipses, if you want to change in your life, this is going to be change in your life. Absolutely. This is be a big one, and again, if you look at your life, and I'm going to say this to everybody, if you look at your life 18 and a half years ago, around 2005, 2006, where were you? What was the theme? What was the theme going on? You'll either work on this theme, you'll have released that theme. There's, a lot of things that will be going on too. Okay. So I hope that helps. So Connie Epley, Kellee, my energy is stalled out. Too much stress. Working on getting it back. So strange to be happy, to go lucky, to crash. I understand that. And your birthday is 10/24. 10/24 is a Jack of Hearts. So Jack of Hearts has to be very, they give a lot. They give a lot. And so you want to be mindful of, because Jack of Hearts is all about sacrificing for family, for love, sacrificing. So you want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, eating well, sleeping well, saying no, setting boundaries. That's another thing for Kundalini energy. No, no, no. I mean, really, if you decide to go into this arena of awakening your energies, for the most positive good for you, know that, it requires a lot of saying no to people, no more people pleasing, boundaries, love for yourself, those kind of things. It really does. It requires a lot, actually. It's a big deal. Okay. Kim Jones Gant just had a birthday on March 19th, and you turned 65. Felt like a milestone. Hoping it for you. That's, and your birthday's right near the eclipse too. Let's get you a card, honey. Definitely. Let's get you a card here. Denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So here you go. So everything in your life that you need to look at it with the idea of awareness. Okay. Okay. So Patty Macias, what card would my son be? His birthday is 2/19. Okay. And February 19th is a 6 of diamonds. And he says he's had it tough since he was, he's had it tough since 18, lost his firstborn when she was 4 months. Can I get a card for him? Oh, bless his heart. Yeah, 6 of diamonds comes for balance in life. So let's get him a card here, honey. Change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So you want to know that lesson that he takes when you have a loss of a child, it has everything to do with getting your PhD in this life, like really having a deep life. And so I would say his life would be extremely deep. But Lori Clark, does it make a difference if you were born at 5:55? Wow. So 555, I love it. A lot of change, be prepared for a lot of change. Also touching a lot of lives. All those 5s represent movement. So that's amazing. So everybody, join James and I on Monday. James and me on Monday. We're going to be talking about the significance of these eclipses. And again, the first one is, Sunday night, Monday. And and then April 8th. So we'll be talking a lot about that on Monday. So please join us, and I will see everybody. I won't be here next week. I'm going out of town, but I will see everybody the following week, and we're going to be talking about, and thank you to you, Katie, if you're listening for this topic, we're going to be talking about spiritual sacred contracts. That's what we're going to be talking about next. So if you ever have any ideas for me to, different things to riff on, I'm happy to talk about them. Okay? So take care, everybody. Much love, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.